ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of your favorite morning show surrounding your favorite team across the NFL. It's the Buffalo Bills. I've seen a couple of non-Buffalo Bills fans in the chat right now. What is going on, my good friends? Have no fear. I have content on here for you as well. Don't worry about that. Guys, literally as soon as when I ended up making this title, it was about 45, 50 minutes ago, and I was just operating off of the assumption that Keon Coleman was not going to be playing on Sunday. Well, I'll tell you what, literally seconds ago, Sean McDermott ended up just hitting WGR not too recently, about 3 or 4 minutes ago. And now it is official, ladies and gentlemen. Keon Coleman is now officially ruled out versus the Indianapolis Colts. And if, for example, that you were watching some of my streams earlier this week, you remembered that one of my followers, shout out to that guy, sent me over an image of Keon Coleman visiting an elementary school. First off, love when the rookies get involved with the community, absolutely. But the story there was that he was continuously and purposely trying to hide his wrists. Of course, the one that we remember ended up getting absolutely spearheaded and rammed by Jordan Poyer on Sunday when we played the Dolphins. But now Keon is officially out. And then, as we can also see, Amari Cooper, parentheses, wrists, will be limited in today's practice as well. And we noticed something yesterday while Amari Cooper was practicing. He had what appeared to be a cast on his hand. First off, I have to ask a couple of questions here. What the hell is going on with the Buffalo Bills' hands this year? And I'm not talking about the metaphorical sense of why the hell are they not catching the football, but I'm talking about what the hell is up. Why is everyone on this roster's wrist made of damn glass? As many of us remember, we had Josh Allen broke his hand week 1. At least that's what we are entirely convinced of. He was playing with a glove the entire time. Thank the Lord that it was not his throwing hand. Now we have Keon Coleman, who has some sort of a wrist injury. And then next we have Amari Cooper. So now I think we have to ask ourselves the question, what exactly should we expect from this offense on Sunday against the Indianapolis Colts? And then a secondary question is, how severe are both of these injuries? And I'll tell you what, I have a theory. I genuinely believe, based off of the video I saw from Keon Coleman on the sideline yesterday, where he was working with trainers off to the side, obviously not included in any sort of team drills, I am under the impression that if it were absolutely necessary, or if our schedule were to be made where we were playing the Kansas City Chiefs, if we were playing the Kansas City Chiefs this week instead of the Indianapolis Colts, then I genuinely believe that Keon Coleman would have been out there. And same thing when it comes into Amari Cooper. All right. I actually have a theory that Amari Cooper was more than likely fine to play. He was probably ready to play, ladies and gentlemen, against, of course, the Miami Dolphins. But I think with Sean McDermott and the coaching staff and the training staff, like, we're thinking for the most part, basically they were saying, listen, we have enough of a team right now where I think that we save the health, we preserve the health of 2 of our most talented receivers on this roster and wait for them to come up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Because, folks, I'll tell you what. Yesterday, I ended up really breaking down this Indianapolis Colts game, and I did end up really understanding what makes them so weak defensively. And what makes this Indianapolis Colts team so weak defensively is not only secondary. I have all the faith in the world that Shakir is going to have a day. I have all the faith in the world that Dalton Kincaid is going to have a day. But the real Achilles heel to this Indianapolis Colts defense is, of course, their run defense. They are statistically, in fact, I want to say they're 32nd or 31st. I'm almost positive they are the worst run defense in the NFL by itself. I saw somebody earlier in the chat end up giving them some credit, saying that their front seven was pretty good from the pass rush perspective. But this team can get ran on, okay? So looks like it's going to be a let James cook sort of game, let Ray Davis cook sort of game. Please implement Ray Davis in those short little swing passes and those little screens. Implement the screens by itself. This defense is an issue for the Indianapolis Colts. So at the end of the day, guys, it sucks to see Keon Coleman out. It sucks to see Amari Cooper out, but this is entirely speculation on my end. I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to say that if we were indeed playing the Kansas City Chiefs this week and not playing the Colts, I promise you both of these guys would have been out on the field at this point. So I think this is nothing but precautionary measures so we can make sure that these dudes are completely fine when the competition really starts to ramp up. Because Sean McDermott's looking at this schedule right now, right? And I've seen people in the chat already suggest these next 5 games are going to be pretty difficult, right? Because we have the Chiefs, the bye week, which thank God it's hitting now because we have a lot of guys with wrists made of glass, a bunch of lingering injuries. We have a secondary gauntlet that's right in front of us right now. So I honestly think it's smart from Sean McDermott. I genuinely believe that it is smart that he is doing this. It is what it is. That's my thought. Square is coming in. Dan, Keon Coleman just officially ruled out versus the Indianapolis Colts. He certainly was. He certainly was, man. We are not going to be without our star rookie wide receiver. And I'll be completely honest with you, my friend. I say that I was a gambling man here. I can almost guarantee you I would be shocked if Amari Cooper is out there as well. I would have been a bit more confident if I didn't see a cast on the dude's hand this previous week. Don't forget about the Smoot injury also. I'll tell you what, Lamar. First off, definitely appreciate you hopping in and joining me this morning. Yeah, I mean, he's gone. But, I mean, really, at the end of the day, we have to hope that Jordan Phillips and Quentin Jefferson can go out there and really fill that void. I mean, we need to, really shout out Brandon Beane because both Phillips, both Quentin Jefferson, right? Beane was patient enough to wait for these guys to be cut and released so we can get a more favorable contract on our books. And luckily, those guys are familiar with Sean McDermott. They know everything that they need to do. So I'm really hoping that some of these depth moves we put into place, and by no means are these guys stars, or by no means are they going to be scorched earth. However, I love the fact that we ended up picking these guys up just due to familiarity by itself. We just need them to make the most out of the 20% of the snaps that they're going to see for the remainder of the season. Can't wait for Dwayne Carter to come in here either. It's time for Curtis Samuel to prove he deserves the contract Big Baller Bean gave him. Well, from what I understand, he's still dealing with a pectoral injury. Based off of all of these reports right here, I haven't seen him discuss anything about Curtis Samuel. And I'll tell you what, my buddy Kevin, he's not a huge believer. He's not a huge believer of Curtis Samuel, right? Like, he just thinks that he sucks, right? And the only reason that I think people mistook that he was good was the fact that the Washington Commanders really didn't have a solid QB last year. So what they did is they really ended up committing to the run, hence why he had so much space, hence why his separation was so ideal at the end of the day, and then make that happen. Folks, as you're coming in, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We need 100 like button smash right now, folks. Go on ahead and knock that out. I do want to remind everybody, all right? As we go into this season, I am Bills Mafia Santa Claus this year, folks. I am giving away a bunch of signed memorabilia from the Buffalo Bills this year, folks, or this week, excuse me. I suppose the coffee hasn't hit quite yet. I am giving away a signed James Cook jersey. It's right over there. Signed James Cook jersey. Could be yours. It could be yours, folks. All you need to do is you have to be a subscriber to my YouTube channel. That is prerequisite number one. Have to have a free Pristine Auction account. Link is in the description. Highly recommend you go on ahead and knock that out, guys. I'm only doing my giveaways. You have to be a subscriber to the YouTube channel if you want to get in on this action. Like this video as well. That certainly helps your chances. The Factual channel is coming on in. I want to see Allen to Coop. As much as I would love to see that connection, man, like I've been saying before, I mean, look, we're going to go on ahead and we're going to take a look at my good friend Thigh Doc. In fact, I need to see if Thigh Doc can come on this channel one of these days because that's my dude right there. That is my guy when it comes into all Bills injury news, mostly because banged up Bills block me for some reason. It's probably because he's a part of Cover One and Cover One hates me. But when I bring up Thigh Doc, he ended up putting this out specifically. This is Amari Cooper. And it appears to be a cast. So while he's limited today and while he's technically questionable at the end of the day, I have a feeling that he's likely going to be done. He's probably not going to play. So it's going to be a Shakir game. He's going to be wide receiver number one, basically out of the slot from the beginning. And then afterwards, it's going to be Matt Collins on the outside. I know, everyone's favorite wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. And then after that, we are also going to be dealing with maybe Curtis Samuel on the outside. Oh, man. It's right back to where we began, man. It's absolutely crazy. Give me a big Dalton Kincaid game. Listen, Knox, Dalton Kincaid, do what you have to do. Make it happen. 4 to 5 wide receivers hurt. Who is the next man up? Shavers. I don't know, dude. Let's go with DK tandem going. We have Blair coming in. Are we going to sign Yannick Ngakoue? Well, I'll tell you what, where it stands right now, my friend, is that we ended up releasing Zion Laug. And from what I remember, I don't particularly think that we have 53 men on the roster, at least from what I remember. At one point yesterday afternoon, we only had 52. I'm going to have to really dig deep on some of my research. I literally just got back from the gym, and then I just ended up hopping on here real fast. So a lot of my research is conducted while I'm actually live with you guys as we learn together and formulate takes after the fact. But I would like Yannick Ngakoue. I do think that he would actually be a pretty solid piece. I think that you can never have enough edge help like at the end of the day, but that's just kind of where it is. Likely seeing a wide receiver trio of Shakir, Samuel, Hollins, Hamler might be called up, it seems. Frank Show, your charging Buffalo is nosediving. Ugh. It's looking down on the competition, baby. That's exactly what it is. No way, Coop 2. So I'll tell you what, Jason, listen, this is obviously just speculation at this point, but we have a picture of Amari Cooper's hand right here. And I'm no doctor, but what I can tell you is that looks like a damn cast at the end of the day. We have our Ravens guy in here. Hell of a game yesterday, brother. Hell of a game, man. Holy hell. My heart was racing, and I'm not a fan of either team. It was perhaps the best game I think I have seen in the 2024 season. It really, really was, man. What's up, Dan? Good morning. Here after the nail-biting game last night, I was waiting on you to go live all day, just checking in. Hope you have a great day today, too, man. Also, hope you guys sign Yannick. He is nice. That's my guy. What is going on, dude? Hell of a game, all right? I mean, listen. All right, guys, listen. I know that, like, some Bills fans and some Ravens fans sort of have a beef about, like, what quarterback is better, et cetera, but Lamar Jackson's been playing crazy. He has been playing absolutely crazy when it comes into it, man. Even when Cincinnati somehow did a pretty good job at containing Derrick Henry, like, Lamar Jackson ended up completely taking over that game. And one thing I will say is that Cincinnati, their defense, god-awful, man, absolutely god-awful. And one thing that's even more frustrating from a Buffalo Bills fan, I've seen Baltimore struggle from the secondary, right? Like, they have been struggling from the secondary. And, like, I'm, like, looking and reflecting back at that game, and I'm just like, bro, like, how did they save their best secondary performance against the Buffalo Bills? Against the Buffalo Bills. He says, no way, Coop 2? Yeah, Coop 2, man, Coop 2. But shout out to the Ravens. Hell of a win last night. Those poor Bengals, man. Those poor Bengals. Nice save. Freak Show is coming in saying nice save. I'm not entirely sure what we're thinking about right here. Yeah, Ravens fought hard. I can't deny that. Have to give credit where credit is due. Whose wrist is that in the pick? Jesse, what's going on? He's our resident 49ers guy over at Roundtable Sports. That, my friend, is Amari Cooper. So Keon Coleman was just recently ruled out by Sean McDermott. And then this right here was on Amari Cooper's hand yesterday during practice. Well, he was limited. We saw videos of him, I think, conducting drills. He was catching some passes here and there. But if I am a gambling man, something is up. And, dude, it is the curse of the wrist, bro. The flick of the wrist is not doing the Buffalo Bills any favors whatsoever. We can't catch a break with these wrist injuries, folks, and it's absolutely killing me right now. It's absolutely killing me. Pittsburgh Steelers are the Commanders. We have Aiden Malik is in the chat, man. Well, listen, you know that I am a massive Pittsburgh Steelers believer this year. I'm going to have to go with Pittsburgh in this game, man, largely because I don't think that Jaden Daniels has met a defensive mind yet that can really give him issues. And I think Mike Tomlin's going to be that guy. I think Mike Tomlin is going to serve Jaden Daniels up with his worst performance so far this year. I love Jaden Daniels. I think that he's going to win Rookie of the Year, but everybody has a rookie performance, and he hasn't had that yet. And I think if any defense is going to make him if any defense is going to make him look bad, it's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, and then, I mean, on top of that, I don't trust this Commanders secondary, even with Lattimore being added. How much of the playbook does he really know? How many snaps is he truly going to get? I think Russell Wilson, and I also think Najee Harris is going to have a game. And whoever Lattimore is not covering is probably going to break over 100 and like yak by itself. So give me the Steelers in a relatively easy game for them. I could see the Steelers winning by 2 scores on this one. I think they should stop being babies and get their asses out there and play the game. Ken, damn right, brother. These guys got soft hands, dog. They got soft hands, brother. No. I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding. I mean, look, we saw Josh Allen go out there and play with a broken hand himself, but thankfully, it's a lot different because we have a very solid offensive line that protects him. It wasn't his throwing hand, but listen, who am I missing right now when it comes into like hand injuries, right? Keon, Amari, Josh Allen. I feel like there was at least 2 more. Who else has had a hand injury on this team? I know for a fact I'm missing one. Brian, what is going on? Hi, Dan Mitchell. What up, Brian? How you doing, bro? How you doing, man? Hope all is well. And the Commanders haven't beat any good teams. No media outlet brings that up. Giants 2 times. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I have a very funny feeling that Pittsburgh is about to beat the shit out of them. Like, quite frankly. I hate to be that dude. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but watch out for the Steelers, dude. Watch out for the Steelers. As much respect as I have for this Baltimore Ravens offense, as far as a complete team is concerned, as far as the most complete team in the AFC North, it is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that's as an objective of a take as I possibly can put out there, because defensively, absolutely stout. And offensively, yes, you might want a little bit more, but I like some of the additions that they ended up bringing in. And their defense is always going to give them extra opportunities. They're ball hawks, right? Like, they are physical. So I have a feeling that when it comes down into it, so I see the Steelers winning the division, but it's going to be based off of a tiebreaker or by like 1 single game. So really at the end of the day, Baltimore will be like a 13-win team, but have the 5th seed as the first wild card. And I also think that Pittsburgh is going to finish up with the exact same record. And somehow I think that they'll have the tiebreaker at some point. That's what I'm thinking. And honestly, like, maybe I'm incorrect. I need to go on ahead and double check what that is. What is the Ravens' record as of late against the Pittsburgh Steelers? I'm curious about it because that means something, right? Like that definitely means something. I'm going to go on ahead. And yesterday I ended up switching my pick for the Baltimore Ravens to win the game last night. I had the Bengals at first, but then I ended up seeing what the Ravens' record was against the Cincinnati Bengals since Joe Burrow has been on the team, and was like 1-6. Now it's 1-7. So I ended up switching up to what I have. And then this is Lamar right here. He is 2-4 against the Steelers in this point. But then when you end up looking, and by the way, I do not believe that wins are a quarterback stat. Do not make that assumption. But like when you end up going over to the Browns, like dude owns the Browns. Yeah, he's 7-5. And then when you end up going over to the Bengals, well, maybe I wouldn't say that he owns the Browns, but look at this. But yeah, like he's 10-2 against the Bengals. Like, Lamar Jackson is to the Cincinnati Bengals as Josh Allen is to the Miami Dolphins. That's essentially where it's at. But something to consider. Something to consider. But yeah, most definitely. I have a feeling when it's all said and done, that the Steelers will make that happen. Okay. So do you think the Cards will beat the Jets? I don't know. It's tough. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what Cards team is going to show up. And I mean, really at the same token, I don't know what team is going to show up right now. Raven for Life 716. It's the middle schooler who lives in Buffalo and just decided to pick the Ravens as his favorite team because he loved the color of their jerseys. It's the middle schooler who loves the Ravens but lives in Buffalo. Wow, fraud. You're the fraud. Raven fan 716. You should be embarrassed of yourself, fool. You should be embarrassed of yourself, man. That is terrible. If you have no ties like to a city whatsoever, and you're parading around because, like, oh my God, I'm a player fan. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get out of here, dude. Get out of here. Chuck is coming on in. It's called a soft cast. So to provide padding around bony areas such as the ankle, wrist, or elbow. This also pads nerves and blood vessels. Chuck, thank you so much for bringing this up. Does that particularly mean that it could not be broken? Like, what could an injury be that somebody would need a soft cast for? Listen, I'm hoping that he could be good. I'm hoping that he could be fine. Dolphins still going to beat the Bills in the playoffs. Joe, if you keep coming on in here with this nonsense every single day, I'm going to find out who you are. I'm going to seduce your mother. I'm going to marry her. I'm going to send you to military school, and I'm going to turn your room into a Buffalo Bills man cave. Okay, Joe? That's what's going to happen. I'm going to become your stepfather, send you to military school, and turn your room into a Buffalo Bills man cave. That's precisely what I'm going to do. Ravens for life. When we sweep the Steelers, I can call you a clown. Again, like you just said, the Broncos will beat us. Oh, my God, a middle school mouth breather is going to call me a clown, dude. And so I'll pay the local bully to give you a swirly like 3 times a week, bro. Oh, my God, I'm so scared, dude. Damn, Mitchell's a clown, dude. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Listen, whatever school this kid goes to, if you go to this kid's school, please give him a swirly tomorrow on me. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I do not condone bullying. Anyway, Blair is coming in. Dolphins lose one more. They missed the playoffs. Talk after Monday night. I know, man. This is crazy. Jeez, Dan, you were on one today. Listen, man, I love it, right? Like my quarterback. Okay? I'm a D1 trash talker. I really, really am. And I really hope that nobody takes me seriously. I'm just joking around. I love giving it back. Don't be emotional. I love each and every single one of you. I really, really do. I love each and every single one of you. I'm just messing around, fool. Stop sitting there saying you got soft hands, all right? Stop having soft hands out there, boys, all right? I'm just messing around with you, all right? Bring back bullying 2024. When was the last time Ravens swept the Steelers? It's been a while. Man. Joe wrist, personal foul. We got Ted coming in here. Bruised bone, joint sprain, or a hairline fracture. It means the joint can be used. It just needs support padding until it heals. So basically, it's just like it's just a pain tolerance sort of thing is what you're trying to say, right? A pain tolerance thing. I am 37 years old, born in Baltimore, live in Buffalo now. Do your homework, kid. What kind of 37-year-old man has that as a damn profile picture? Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, dog. What kind of come on, bro. You are 15. You are 15, brother. Don't lie to me. Blair is coming in. Must be lunchtime at school. I'm 37. Yeah, right, fool. Get out of here. Anyway, Jason, basically, it's like a sprain. We have Johnny Tats. Daddy just handed out the punishment. I did, fool. I did, man. And so I'm marrying Joe Rist's mom and sending him to military school. And I'm paying local bullies at his middle school, Ravens Life 716, born in Baltimore. Get out of here, fool. Get out of here, dude. LOL 37. And Dan does not need to do homework on clowns anyway. Yeah, fool. Who the hell are you, dog? Who the hell are you, fool? But do homework on you? Get out of here, bro. You sitting here, a 37-year-old man using emojis. What kind of grown man uses emojis? What kind of grown man uses emojis, man? Look yourself in the mirror, dude. I hope you're in middle school because you can't be using emojis, man. At 30 years old, you got to retire emojis, baby. That's how it works. Damon is coming in. Dan, take it easy on us. LOL, pause. Listen, guys, like I said, I'm fucking around. I love each and every single one of you, okay? I'm just kidding with you. Anyway, Keon Coleman is going to be out. Amari Cooper, according to my good friend Chuck, It could just be a pain tolerance thing. It could just be a pain tolerance thing. I'm hoping that that's the case. But if not, like I've said before, this Indianapolis Colts team, if they have any issues, it's obviously going to be a run defense. And I think this is a game where James Cook, and I think that this is a game where Ray Davis can really go off. I really think that that's the case. Sincerely. Same thing with Shakir, but watch out, man. Watch out for that slot corner right over in Indy. He is criminally underrated. He has been vast majority of his career. And then we are going to have to see that. Hey, Dan, otherwise known as Mr. Wrist, how do you think we can handle JT this weekend? Yes, guys, from now on, call me Mr. Wrist. Call me Mr. Wrist in the chat for the call me Mr. Wrist for the remainder of this stream. Thank you so much. Jonathan Taylor. Here's the deal. Last time we played this dude, he put up 156 yards on the ground, 5 touchdowns, absolute dog. This was a different coaching staff, mind you. I want to say this was one of the first games, maybe I'm wrong, where Jeff Saturday took over and they had like some, I could be talking out my ass. I don't remember. Here's the deal. Funny enough, when Joe Flacco has been the quarterback right over in Indianapolis, they don't run the football. They don't run the football, which is really weird, right? I'm not sure if maybe it has to do with the fact that Joe Flacco, like they just trust him more as a passer. Maybe Indy has just been playing from behind quite a bit. But statistically, they don't really use him much, which is weird, right? So here's what I have to say. I actually think that if we put together a very similar game plan like we did against the Seattle Seahawks, right, where we literally commit to the run. We couldn't commit to the run last week because we didn't trust our corners against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Basically, right? Now that we have Benford back, let's cross our fingers. We have Rasul Douglas. I trust Benford going up against their wide receivers because right now Pittman has not practiced for 2 days in a row. I want to say he could be a game time decision, but he has not been living up to expectations. I'm not scared of AD Mitchell. I honestly think that Benford will be able to lock him down. Same thing with Rasul Douglas and with Taron Johnson on Josh Downs. I'm fine with that. So I think that we can really commit to the run at this point and make that happen. Really, really at the end of the day. Why is Curtis Samuel even on the team? Ashley, Unk is out. Mr. Wrist is in. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Call me Mr. Wrists for the for the rest of the stream. If Coop is out, should I take Hollins or Samuel? Oh man, I would take Hollins, especially since Samuel hasn't been implemented at all. Unk is out. Mr. Wrist is in. Absolutely. You already know that. I think it's time to have that talk. Tuck is washed. We might draft a kicker next year. So one of my favorite podcasters, in the Buffalo Bills community, okay, is it's Bruce Nolan. It's the Bruce exclusive. And he has said this before. He has said that a kicker is good until they are not. They just fall off of a cliff randomly. It's weird, when you see some kickers, play all the way until they're 42, 43. They're just that consistent. I feel like a lot of us were feeling the exact same way about Bass for a very long time until he ended up kicking that 61-yarder that propelled us over to 7-2, right? I still feel like some Bills Mafia wants him to still be out. It's wild, man. It's wild. I am certainly hoping that your team doesn't break your heart based off of a missed kick, because I can empathize with that, because I remember Tyler Bass going wide right against the fucking Kansas City Chiefs last year, and that still keeps me up from time to time. So trust me, you are not the only one. And Bills Mafia, look at that. We are not the only ones that are having significant concerns with our special teamers, specifically the kicker. Tucker has not been who we remember. Is this the game for Joe Brady to run the offense primarily in 12 and 13 personnel, get Dalton Kincaid rolling out since wide receiver room is depleted? Thoughts? Yes, I would like to see him go out there and throw a bit of 12 personnel, but really at the end of the day, I think 11 can still work as well, folks, right? especially with how much of a threat Ray Davis has proven to be with those little swing passes behind the line of scrimmage. He's an absolute dog. He has had 2 massive plays that are almost identical, where like we're hitting him on those little swing passes off to the side. He's making a guy miss. He's bulldozing people, and he's collecting 60 to 70 yards after this. I think this is going to be largely a run game for the Buffalo Bills, but at the exact same time, also end up looking for quite a few targets in the pass game to go to some of our running backs, because they have certainly proven that they are just as much of a weapon to Josh Allen as any one of our wide receivers in the first place. So I would ideally like to see that. I'd be fine with Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox out there at the exact same time. Knox, I feel like everyone forgets that Knox is on this football team. But, I mean, we're going to have to see what is going on. Zach Titus, we haven't beaten Indy since 98, and they were in AFC East. Katie Robertson, let's go DK squared rolling. Chuck is coming on in. The problem of Cooper's injury isn't catching the ball. His problem will be when he goes to the ground. Him catching his weight will re-injure or make the injury worse. Blair, last time we beat Indy in there, plays Foodie QB. We have Ravens. I remember y'all said Samuel was Diggs' replacement. Bro, listen, I would just start owning the fact that you're 15, because if you're really 37 years old and you're acting like this, I mean, dude, holy hell. The trauma, all right, bro? The trauma that you must have gone through, like, as a child, man. Dude, like, just start saying you're 15 years old, because at least, like, we don't feel bad for you. You know what I'm saying? A 37-year-old in here on a damn Friday at 11:30 a.m. is coming on in here just trying to, like, get under the skin of Bills Mafia. I really don't get it. I really just don't understand it, man, right? Like, dude's out here acting like he's, like, sitting there running routes with Bateman and fucking Flowers every single week. Get the hell out of here, fool. Own it. Or at least lie to people and tell everyone that you're 15 years old. Because a 37-year-old man coming in here, dude, acting like you're running routes with Bateman and Flowers on the daily, like acting like you're best friends with Lamar Jackson. Come on, homie. It's cringy. It's cringy, dog. So please just tell us you're 15 years old. I'm doing you a favor. Ina is coming in. Good morning, Dan. Finally caught you live. Go Bills. Can't wait until Sunday. Why can't you be? Why can't you be like my boy Luck K? All right? He's cool. He comes in here. He rocks with me. He's cool. Like, you're sitting over here just mad at the damn world, bro. Just being like, oh, yeah, dude, I'm going to like yell at this random Bills YouTuber because I haven't gotten laid in 7 years, man. That's going to make me feel better. Like, fuck no, dude. Listen, chill. I'm just kidding. I know you like me, and I like you too. But like I said, don't pick a fight with a D1 trash talker. Josh with the skulls. What is up, man? How you doing? Therese Teo. Ray Davis didn't win the Rookie of the Week. Not enough votes. Jaden Daniels won again. Is what it is. I'm really not worried about these banners at this point. Nicholas is saying Coleman out, Cooper banged up. If Samuel doesn't step up, I think it's time to have a serious talk about why he's taking a roster spot. Coleman out, Cooper banged up. If Samuel, well, like, here's the issue. We gave him a 3-year contract. So essentially we're stuck with this fool next year. So unless this dude just decides to, like, up and retire, he ain't going anywhere, unfortunately. Running routes with Bateman sent me. Oh, dude. Holy hell, bro. Holy hell, man. Videsh is coming on in. Dan, since you got to 30K, you got to deal with the trolls. They're just jealous of your success. No, dude, not at all. Sometimes I think people just like to talk shit, right? Like, it's funny. It's funny. It's not so fun when you're losing, though, because Raven fan for life 716, homie, dude. It's no competition. It's no competition. You know what I mean? Like, he, like, tries to, like, swing in a comeback, and, like, we just all sit there. We're like, oh, poor guy. It's David versus Goliath, baby. It's David versus Goliath between me and Ravens Life 716. All right? He is not even somebody that's in my league, dog. It's how it is. Like, I'm a gold jacket Hall of Famer. And he's second string in Pop Warner. That's basically how it plays out. Go Bills. How you doing? Who puts Buffalo's area code in their username? I have no idea. Rodolfo, hi, Dan. Which wide receiver should McDermott elevate from the practice squad for this game? He's licking windows, folks. That's what he's doing. Hi, Dan. Which wide receiver should McDermott elevate from the practice squad for this game by itself? Hamler, I'd be fine with. But, I mean, really at the end of the day, man, we just have to utilize Shakir. We have to utilize Ray Davis and James Cook in the pass game. We have to utilize both of our tight ends. But this is going to be a run game. It's just how it is. Dan, any updates about Yannick Ngakoue? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm sitting here trying to look over this Bills beat report. And not unless that y'all learn something later this evening that I may have forgotten. But I want to say at around 5 p.m. EST, when we ended up getting rid of Zion Laug, where we stood was a 52 men on the roster by itself. So that means that we're either going to elevate somebody from the practice squad. It could be a wide receiver, and or we're going to make a play for Yannick Ngakoue, who surprisingly enough has been a true journeyman. Like, I feel like this dude has been on half of the NFL teams within the past 5 years. Like, nobody wants to keep this dude. Like, the Ravens want to elevate him to the practice squad. In fact, I'm curious. I want to see if this guy has been added to the practice squad. Should the Falcons claim edge Yannick Ngakoue off waivers? So he is on waivers, which is interesting. Ravens waived. They hope to re-sign him to their practice squad, and this was 16 hours ago. A lot of fan bases are very interested in taking this guy. So we will see. Johnny Tats is coming in. Samuel must be more hurt than we thought because he is more talented than he is shown. It's either that, my friends, or the reason why he was a bright spot was just because defenses didn't respect the quarterback and they were almost letting him get space. That is what Kevin was telling me the other night on my stream. He was just like, dude, like, I was one of the few, and this is Kevin speaking, not me, because I was actually hyped about Samuel. Like, I thought, like, oh my God, he's being reunited with Joe Brady. He had his best season while he was in Carolina. He's always had a carousel of bums as quarterbacks. Maybe he's going to be solid. But then you end up realizing maybe he was getting all of that space and maybe he was getting all of that separation because secondaries and defenses just didn't respect the quarterback in the first place, just giving him a lot better opportunities to excel. So let's cross our fingers and hope. Listen, you would see me absolutely freaking out if Samuel goes out there and he puts up 130 yards like by himself against Indy. But I'm not going to keep talking shit until after the face. Let me see. Carl, I think talking trash back to trolls is one of Dan's favorite things to do. Attaboy, Dan. Let him have it. And listen, dude, I'm not out to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just joking around. I hope that you guys know that. I'm just fucking around. I do this to all my friends. All right. So we can do it that way. Josh can run too. He told Pat on his show, might have to truck somebody, but stay healthy. I'm fine with it because he's been playing like very efficient football. I don't want to take that away. Crazy Bills are playing Samuel $24 million over 3 years. Could have used that money elsewhere. I mean, listen, I honestly think that Brandon Beane wins a hell of a lot more than he loses. And you know what? It's funny because life is an ironic tragedy. Okay, folks? The great ironic tragedy is that we live life moving forward. We live life living forward, but it only makes sense in reverse. Chew on that for a second. Brother. Anyway, Dano, I just came on. What's up with Keon and Amari? So Keon, unfortunately, is out for Sunday. That was official. That was a couple of minutes ago. And then Amari Cooper, some of us are a big concern of that cast that we saw on his hand. Luckily, my good friend Chuck in the chat said that it was a soft cast. It could be just to give extra padding so it could heal. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's broken. It's more of a pain tolerance thing. But we're going to have to see. Mojo Chop. Lamar is arguably not even the most valuable on his team. He's been looking good, man. He's been looking good this year. It's going to be a Ray Davis game. We have Luis in the chat. Dan on beast mode today. Look at that. Team Harry BioRains is saying we might not have Coleman for the rest of the year. McDermott was so ambiguous this morning. I wouldn't like necessarily say that. We did see him on the sideline with no cast, like yesterday practicing. Say that I'm a gambling man about Keon Coleman. I'm going to assume that we're not going to see him until against the San Francisco 49ers after the bye. because this week he'll have to heal. Next week against the Kansas City Chiefs, the bye week, and then San Francisco, and he will be fine. I think McDermott is just trying to go into Indy, walk out with the win, have Josh Allen do some superhero shit, have our run game absolutely eat, walk away with a win against the team that we should beat in the first place. And then we end up playing the Kansas City Chiefs. And like I've said time and time again, the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs matchup has been a giant metaphorical game of tug of war. We win one, they win one. We win one, they win one. Problem is, when it's our turn to win, it's in the regular season. And when it's their turn to win, it's in the playoffs. All right? I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious, folks. So maybe if we drop to Kansas City in 2 weeks, maybe we end up winning the playoffs. I don't know. And some people are like, Dan, how dare you say that, bro? How dare you say that? How dare you root for the Buffalo Bills to lose? Do you blame me, bro? Do you blame me at this point? I'm just kidding. I am going to be rooting for the Buffalo Bills to win that damn game harder than you've ever seen anything, all right? Harder than your first ever boner, all right? That's how hard I'm going to be rooting for the Buffalo Bills against the Kansas City Chiefs. One of their top receivers is out for the game. Pittman and Sean McDermott is addressing the media right now about today's practice. Thank you so much for bringing that up, because your boy Dan Mitchell is about to listen to that shit. Talk to me, baby.
A little bit more.
Keon, I know said earlier.
Okay. So he just addressed the media. We're going to check this out in a second. One of the top receivers is out for the game. Pittman and Sean McDermott is addressing the media right now about today's practice. So Pittman is going to be out as well. And like I said, I absolutely love the matchups with our corners on the wide receivers that they have on the tape in the first place. I love the wide receiver matchup, even if we did have our dude out there. Even if Michael Pittman was still out there, I still love the matchups. But now that they are also shorthanded. And remember that they added their starting center to the IR last week. So their starting center is not going to be out there. They have a rookie at the center position, folks. So something to consider. Ravens fan is an expert on hurt wrists, I bet. Ask him the healing time. Oh, dude, absolutely. If I'm the Bills, get Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman healthy enough to play next week. We need all hands on deck next week. Katie Robertson. If it was a serious injury, they would have put him straight on the IR. He's keeping Keon safe for the week. Absolutely. He would have been on the IR if it was something like a season-ending sort of situation. That and also Amari Cooper. I really feel that if it was as significant as we thought that it would have been, then there would have been an IR move. Raven definitely isn't from Buffalo if he is saying y'all. The proper Appalachian word would be use guys. Look at that. Look at that, man. I'd rather lose to Kansas City during the regular season over the playoffs, man. Chuck is coming in. Nara is coming in. What's up, Nara? I will take the L in the regular season in our yearly split this time too. All right, listen, it's going to be... That's where we're at. That's where we're at right now. What type of performances would Josh need to have versus the Colts for media consider him a legit MVP candidate? 5 total touchdowns, 400 plus yards, 70% completion. Yeah, dude, I'm not going to lie to you. I really don't care about the MVP. I know a lot of us really want him to win one. Me personally, dude, he's going to have to do a lot, bro. All right, listen. If we want Josh Allen to win MVP this year, we need him to have 2 400-yard games, 5+ touchdowns apiece, and Lamar Jackson is going to have 2 god-awful games. That's how much of a lead that he currently has on Josh Allen. And I'm being as objective as humanly possible. I'm trying to be objective. I want him to win. I'm sure Josh Allen wants to win right now. But this offense is running the ball a hell of a lot more than we have in the past. And I'm not saying that Josh isn't capable of doing that. He without a doubt is, but Joe Brady's overall scheme really isn't requiring us to have Josh Allen throw for 400 yards each and every single game, after the fact, right? So he's going to have to really start to rev it up to catch up. I love Josh Allen. I think he's playing the best season he has ever played in his entire career right now. This is the best Josh Allen we have ever seen in our entire life, bar none. But I'm just trying to set expectations. And I'm not even saying that I disagree that he should or shouldn't win, but I'm just saying he needs to have crazy A crazy-ass comeback story. Hey, Dan, we are going to need you to record a Bills version of This Is Our Colts. Oh, God, should I do it? That would be funny. That would be funny. So y'all want me to go out there? Okay. All right. Listen. And so I put my whole life on the internet. I embarrass myself on the internet for a living, folks. Who's to say I won't do a version of This Is Our Bills? This is who we root for. Go Bills. Oh, yeah, dude, for sure, man. Listen, I'm about to be in the studio. I got this mic. It's coming on up. You wait for that. A 7-2 team versus JV players. I like that. Square Jameis bats the head-to-head with Lamar as well. Touche. I did remember that. The trade for Cooper has been disappointing. I mean, I'd probably pump the brakes on that a little bit because first game, he ends up coming up and making fantastic catches. And granted, he didn't know the playbook. So he was out there, like 20% of the snaps. Then he ended up playing with the Seattle Seahawks, and he ends up getting hurt with his wrist once again. Last week, he wasn't out there. So, we haven't even seen, a full game where Amari Cooper was fully healthy and where he was actually getting more than 30% of the snaps in the first place. So, I would hold off on any worry that it hasn't been a disappointment. He's still there. He's still good. He's still going to make plays. Let's just hope that this guy starts showing up, especially once he's fully healthy. I'm fine with sitting Amari Cooper out against the Colts. I really am. I want him healthy as can be against the Kansas City Chiefs. That's for damn sure. I want Amari Cooper out there at full health. Derrick Henry is the MVP in Baltimore. The problem is that I think that the media just wouldn't give it to him, right? Because when was the last time? When was the last time that a non-quarterback won the MVP? Was 2012, maybe? Was Adrian Peterson? It's been a while. This has become a glorified quarterback award. As much as I think Derrick Henry certainly should be in the conversation, let's be honest with ourselves. The media loves giving the MVP to a quarterback. I wouldn't say the trade for Cooper has been disappointing. He's been injured, and he didn't know the playbook, and he could still very well play against Indy. I'm hoping, man. In injury factors is to the disappointment. Marcus Warren, how can you say it's been disappointed yet? We have Marcus coming in. If you ask Josh, he could have the MVP or Super Bowl. He takes the Super Bowl, 110%. Based on Lamar winning last year when he didn't deserve it because he was just on the best team, Mahomes will win it. Sounds like Keon won't be back until after the bye. We have Team Harry Bio-Reigns. Most disappointing thing about Amari is his lack of energy. Hopkins looked excited, rejuvenated on the field for Kansas City. And so I like his production so far. You know what I mean? One game, dude went off. But we'll see. As long as he's all right, listen, as long as the dude is showing out production, right? Because listen, we've had enthusiasm before on this team, right? We've had an enthusiastic wide receiver on this team before. His name was Stephon Diggs. How'd that turn out, right? I'm fine if the guy just goes out there and he has no smile whatsoever. And look at this, guys. Listen, we have two of those guys on our team right now. We have Amari Cooper and we have James Cook, right? Have y'all ever seen James Cook smile? I don't think I ever have. But he's out there staying cooking. You know what I mean? I just fear that both Keon and Cooper being out possibly is very, very alarming. We could go 2 tight end sets and use running backs a lot more. But man, I just feel uneasy. Mike is coming out. So let's also remember who's behind center as well, right? Let's also remember who is behind center on this squad, right? His name's Josh Allen. And he just so happens to be playing the best football he's ever played in his entire career. So, if anything, that should be something that should keep you guys a bit more, I'd say, confident. I mean, I agree 100%. As long as he's healthy for the Chiefs game and healthy for the playoffs, I'm completely fine. For sure. Listen, I have a feeling the first game that we see Amari Cooper truly go off, oh, man, I want to say San Francisco, but that secondary is crazy. Green is a fucking dog, dude. Solid corner over there, man. And so Nick Bosa, So since Trump won the election, now like Nick Bosa is probably going to like finish the season with like 50 sacks, bro. Like he's on one right now. Like dude's on one right now. He's inspired to like the next level. You know what I mean? Like that defense in San Francisco is scary. The Rams game though, I could see Amari Cooper absolutely go off. We have two Shays in the chat. Marcus Ward just saying we have a whole 8 more games of the regular season and a playoff. Hopefully it's not a disappointment. I agree. Running backs and tight ends are touching the ball 40 times collectively. Listen, dude, don't fix what's not broken. How many big plays have we seen Ray Davis take from a damn swing pass so far this year? Guy's been electric, bro. He's been absolutely electric. Let Ray cook is what I have to say. Mitchell Gilbert is coming in. I know we have Josh, but you can't run all damn game. We don't have anybody to throw to. I mean, Mitchell, I'll tell you what. I mean, who's the wide receiver that has the most receiving yards for this team this year, right? Let me show you something. Let me show you. Hold on. It's this guy. Shakir, baby. It's Khalil Shakir. Still have homie right over there. And surprisingly enough, even though a lot of us are just like, where the hell has Dalton Kincaid been? Like, dude's still third in overall receiving production for us at 332. He has 10.4. You have Shakir at 11.2. Long 52 for the guy. 2 touchdowns. Exact same thing. And obviously with Keon at 3 is certainly ideal. But, I mean, look, dude. So we still have 2 of our top 3 receivers as far as production and as far as receiving yards are concerned, activated and ready to go. Yes, I would love Amari Cooper out there. I would love Keon Coleman. And Cooper could very well play. But also remember this, folks. Also remember this. Hold up. Where's Indianapolis? Right there. This right here is the Indianapolis Colts defensive rankings. And they are 29th ranked in yards per game. 3rd down conversions, absolute ass. 4th down conversions, absolute ass. Middle of the road, red zone scoring. They are 2nd to last rush yards per game by itself. I think I like our chances. I do. I feel like we don't run the ball enough. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, I think that we run the ball more than we have for quite some time. I mean, so with Joe Brady is really dialing it up this year. It's certainly a massive uptick of what we have been used to for the past couple of years. Kat, I think we'll run the ball well. If not, we'll take it to the street. Take it to the street. We have red, white, and bills. And Indy held Hill and Waddle to nothing, and they won't struggle versus our guys. Oh, man, we have Blair. Love to see both backs in at the same time and commotion out the back or run screens. Either way, or run it's crazy. We haven't seen yet. We have Carl coming in. I think we need to rest any injured players and err on the side of caution for the Colts and the Chiefs. We then will have a bye week, and then we play the 49ers, Rams, and Lions with a healthy roster. Absolutely. Paradise lost. We'll be fine, guys. We'll step up. Hopefully, Brady can find a way to get Samuel involved in our game plan. It's mind-boggling how he knew how to get him the ball in Carolina, but he can't find a way to get him in Buffalo. I mean, listen, it's definitely frustrating. Right? Is my buddy Kevin, who comes on the stream quite a bit, he's under the impression that the reason why Samuel has had some good years was because no defenses have ever respected the quarterback like in the first place. So they gave him more opportunities to find space. That or Joe Brady's just using him as like a Daquan Hardy or as like an Isaiah McKenzie, a gadget player, and he's not a gadget player. I don't know. Maybe Curtis Samuel goes out there and he reminds the world, damn, he's a good dude. We can run it and use the backs as pass catchers more. And James Cook not drop the ball would be good. Wouldn't that be ideal? Damn it, James. Catch the damn football, bro. And so it amazes me that the Bills have pretty much wrapped the AFC East in just 9 games. I know. No. Listen, it's absolutely insane. Guys, listen, I do want to remind everybody that I am live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST and 5:15 p.m. EST as well. All right? Do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'm going to go ahead and double check something real fast. Currently where it stands, guys, we are at 30,182 subscribers. I want to remind everybody that we are indeed have a massive goal. We have a massive goal of 50,000 subscribers by the end of the regular season. I know it's a lofty goal, but let me tell you what. I didn't think that we would cross 30,000 before week 10, but damn, we did it, didn't we? Actually, let me segment this out real fast. When should the goal for 40,000 be placed? No, never mind. Listen, we're going to go 50,000 by the end of the regular season. I know that we can do it. So do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. I guarantee you there's 237 of you watching, 159 on YouTube, 77 on X, 1 on Twitch. I promise you this, all right? There's at least 30 of you who are watching right now who haven't hit that subscription button. You're going to want to because I'm giving away that signed James Cook jersey. I have a Greg Rousseau signed jersey. I have a Christian Benford signed jersey. I have a Taron Johnson signed jersey. I have a Keon Coleman signed jersey. I have a Dalton Kincaid rookie card, a signed Dalton Kincaid rookie card. And I also have another Josh Allen rookie card as well. I'm giving away all this shit, boys, to one of you lucky subscribers. All you need to be is a subscriber in order to win one of these things. If not, just go ahead and check out Pristine Auction. I'm literally winning these jerseys for like 50, 60 bucks. If you're not patient enough to wait for them, definitely check out Pristine Auction. I'm obsessed with that website. But yeah, guys, for sure. That's basically how it all kind of plays out. Remember, when it comes to the Buffalo Bills, I know that all of us are nervous. And it's funny too, right? Because like I'm getting like some sort of energy that like everyone is like still kind of like sort of feeling doomy, right? Like I feel like there's some doomy energy out there. And I like to remind people, folks, we are 7-2. We are 7-2, boys. Let's remind everybody that if we were to hop into a time machine, go back to training camp, and if Dan Mitchell were looking you right in the face and saying, hey, bro, through 9 weeks, we're 7-2, all of you would probably pop a rock hard erection if that was the case. Like y'all's erections would be absolutely throbbing if I told you in August that we were going to be 7-2 after week 9, right? We should be happy about that. We sincerely should be. So if Keon Coleman is out, if Amari Cooper is out, we will have a plan. It's going to be a hell of a plan. Love you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you at 5:15 p.m. EST for my second stream. And as always, I will see you on BetUS TV's The Huddle. Thank you so much. Subscribe. Turn on bell notifications. We'll see you soon.